Yeah, no, man, I'll tell you. Oh, what was I gonna...
Keys would help.
Oh, wow. Dude, I was gonna tell you something. I can't remember. Oh, well. How's it going, bud?
I'm okay.
All
Great
right.
fights.
Man, really good weekend. What's up, guys? This is Brian.
Jesse.
You're watching MMA the hard way.
In the car.
We're going to do our recap from last weekend. 21 fights for free last weekend. Starting with UFC on FX6. It took place in Australia on Friday night. And then,
Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi. Then we had the Ultimate Fighter 16 finale that took place at the Joint in Vegas.
So I'm going to run them down, Brian, kind of quick, and then we'll kind of come back and...
yeah, I mean, 21 fights.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'll start off. First, it was, Cody versus Nick Penner. One of the, I guess it got fight of the night. It was on the Facebook page, Facebook type fight, wasn't it?
You know, that might be a first. The first time we've ever seen fight of the night is actually the Facebook fight, the first fight.
That kind of caught me off guard. Then there was Mike Wilson and then Brandon. Basically, Mike took it out via unanimous decision. Then we have Ben Alloway versus Manuel Rodriguez. That was knockout of the night.
Knockout of the night. Boy.
Okay, he came up on that one.
Yeah.
Next, we're going to go with Mike Pierce versus Seth. Mike Pierce defeated Seth via unanimous decision.
Yep.
You're really great notes here. You know, Mike did have better, footwork, as you were saying.
Yeah, and his experience. I mean, he's just gone up against like really high level guys.
Yeah,
and
they're not giving him easy fights.
He stayed cool, calm, and collected the whole time, and Pierce just showed why he is a higher ranked fighter.
And there was Joey Beltran, the Executioner, versus Ego Pokrajic.
I loved that fight.
Really good fight.
Beltran's condition. Everybody was just blown away. The 3 times he's talking about his conditioning. I tell you, Alliance was just on fire right now.
He did not look like he was burning out, he just kept on going.
It was incredible, and he just stuck in there, and he got that win.
Yep. Next is the Guinea fight, as everyone calls it. Chad versus Yeltsin.
It wasn't a surprise that would end in the
There
first
was no
round.
surprise, via knockout too, which is, I tell you right now, like you said, feel sorry for Mr. Mays' next fighter.
Yeah, because, that kid just went up against one of the
top 5.
Yeah, one of the best fighters in the world. And you know what I started realizing? Chad Mendes' next fight should be Korean Zombie. Korean Zombie doesn't have a fight right now, dude.
Yeah, that would be cool. And he didn't get damaged off of this at all.
Yeah.
Next is one of the most boring fights ever, Lombard versus Husamar.
I don't know about boring, dude.
We're gonna have to come back to this one, trust me.
Back. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Beast mode. Next was Norman Park versus Colin, Mr. Tattoo, the coolest tattoo.
Yeah.
So he got the, Norman got the light.
Welterweight Ultimate Fighter.
Yep. Then there was Robert Whitaker, Brad Scott. I guess Robert defeated Brad Scott versus
a lot of people are talking about
the guy before his lightweight.
Yep, a lot of people are talking about Whitaker's performance. I thought he did really well.
He looked really seasoned. Like he's, I don't want to say cliches, like he's been doing it for a while, but it looks like he's been,
He actually has, and I think he's one of those guys that we're gonna see him in the middle of the pack.
Wasn't he?
In
I think
2013.
I don't know. I don't know if I read. Maybe I got him confused. I think he fought on Bama. I could be wrong.
I wouldn't doubt it. The British guys, the Bama's the biggest promotion in Great Britain.
Next was Ross Pearson, Sataropoulos.
Yep. I mean, there we go. Another alliance. His speed, his athleticism, and his combination.
Not only
it was his combinations that were the key.
I agree with you. And you know what else? A lot of people alluded to this, that when Ross decided to drop down and test a 145, it took all his power away. It took all just everything. And he said, I just feel much better at 155. I got my power.
His movement is just fantastic.
His head
was just
great.
Like this attacking machine.
I feel sorry for Sataropoulos. I mean, he was on roller skates 3 or 4 times. He looked, I don't want to say I don't want to say in a disrespectful way, but he looked really aged, and I know he's got some wars, but he looked really aged, like
he's
tired.
He's not the. I think every fighter seems to have like a
certain
like
intensity?
an RPM that they idle at, and his idle isn't as high as.
Doesn't mean he doesn't have power. I'm not gonna take that away from him, but it just Ross was just on a mission.
Style. Yeah, some guys are pressure fighters, and some guys are.
And I think a lot of the bottlenecks that Ross had was from the show, and he just, like a shaken Coca-Cola bottle when the.
So what you think about that Lombard?
Oh man, that was. I'll come back to this for a second. I mean, he was brutal. I mean, he was brutal. I mean, he was. He wanted to make a statement because the first fight.
Everybody knew it. He knew it.
He wanted to make a statement, and I mean that is the old school Hector that we remember.
And I didn't realize what a strong connection to Australia he had. I really hadn't been paying that much attention to his history.
It has to go back to I believe. Well, I don't want to misquote, but he does have a deep root set in Australia. But man, those two guys are huge.
Yeah, Paul Horace was throwing some mean leg kicks.
He was, but you know what? Just Hector just outworked
Once
him.
The blood was there. It was like he went in like
it was
tiger shark.
Brutal.
Yeah.
All right, next we're gonna break down the Ultimate Fighter with it was supposed to be Shane Carwin and Roy Nelson, but it was moved around. So first fight was Tim Elliott versus Jared Papazian.
Yeah, Papazian, of course, making his flyweight debut, 125.
And basically, Elliott did win via unanimous decision, but Papazian did not look like a slouch. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, and actually, I think that's the one that got fight of the night, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, and that was a Facebook fight.
Another Facebook page. Yeah. Next was John Coffer versus Mike Real. Real won submission armbar.
Yeah.
Then
last minute armbar. He had lost the first 2 rounds to Coffer.
He had to finish it.
And wow.
He had to finish it. Then there was Ruben Durant and Mike Hugo. Wolverine. This guy.
Viana.
This guy is the one thing that I noticed that even Joe Rogan was saying that when this guy was throwing his right hand, it was like a catapult Superman right hit. I mean, it was just
incredible.
He was covering so much distance with so much force.
Wolverine is a kid to keep your eye on.
He's the one to watch out for.
That's probably like 6 wins in a row now.
I mean, he is vicious. Then there's Nick Catone versus TJ Wahlberg. Now, Wahlberg did win with a submission triangle. First round. He also got submission of the night, an extra $40K, which comes in handy for the Christmas season. Which is nice. Next fight. Now, this guy was an animal. Karatov and Vince Michel. Kabalov, sorry.
Yep.
Those slams.
Woo.
Those slams.
That is a lightweight that is going to put a lot of people on notice.
Reminded me the way Rory McDonald was manhandling Diaz.
It's like the way that Randleman slammed Fedor that one time.
Just throwing him around like nothing.
Who wins via suplex?
Just rags
knocks him out via suplex.
Yeah, that's just
sick. Crazy. Oh.
Then there's Johnny Bedford versus Marcos Vinicius.
Yeah, Bedford, man. That kid, he's slugs.
He TKO. Took it. Then there's James Head versus Mike Powell. Powell wins via TKO.
Those are the 2 guys that were actually in my welterweight breakdown. They were side by side,
right next to each other. Really good. And Mike Powell was really humble. He says, you know what? I'll take anyone the UFC throws my way. He's not going to be picky. He's not going to pick him out.
I just dig it when you see guys, when the fights that go everywhere. And that one did.
Yeah, it went ground, clinch, everything.
I'm a mixed martial artist,
Then there's Jonathan Brookins versus the Diamond Poirier, Dustin.
Woo.
That fight, Jonathan, he should have finished it,
What
and
were
he
you
didn't.
saying about the way that finished?
Well, the funny thing is that Dustin beat Jonathan, the Darce choke, the way he was beaten the fight before this. So this time he wasn't on the receiving end. He was the giver, not the givee. But you know what?
Very impressed with performance.
Jonathan looked good, but he was not pulling the trigger. But he rocked Dustin.
Yeah.
And he could have finished it. And I bet that when he sees that video,
haunt him.
It's gonna haunt him. The next fight that did not happen, that was really eager to see was Melvin Gillard and Jamie Varner. That's canceled last minute, and I really want to see it. I really want to see a fight.
We'll see it soon.
Then, your buddy, Pat Barry versus Shane Del Rosario.
Gosh, I think that Shane won the first round, and I was thinking, okay, he's hanging in there. But I don't know what they said to Pat Barry in between rounds. But he came out like a Tasmanian devil.
He came back with a vengeance.
Gosh.
And after that, that KO, I mean, he's a very emotional guy. Very, very emotional guy, But yeah, he was on a mission. He had, I don't know if the UFC would have released him, but after a couple losses, now granted he had what's his name on roller skates until he got KO'd afterwards, but that was a really good Congo. That was a really good fight.
Just, Barry's been up against so many high-level guys that
they're not giving him gimme fights.
Yeah, it's just Shane. I think his reputation precedes him. He needed to be kind of brought in with.
I feel sorry for Shane's next fight because that's the second one that he's gonna have. He has to make a statement. To stay relevant.
He's not getting booted just because.
No. He's top level kickboxer.
Yeah.
Then there's Mike Ritchie versus
Ultimate
Colton
Fighter
Smith.
16.
Yep. Of course, Smith grinded out a decision over Mike Ritchie. Some people say it was a boring fight. I thought it was pretty, calculating. A lot of going back and forth.
There was a lot of lay and pray, but it was like he was controlling him.
He was controlling him and beating him up and bullying him. Mike Ritchie, I think in the middle of the end of the first round, beginning of the second round, I could tell the look on his face. He was like, I'm done. I don't even want to, I'm going to just protect my pretty face and that's it.
Colton kind of broke him down.
He just broke him down to the point where he was just being manhandled like in a men's penitentiary. Just nothing, Then there was Roy Nelson versus Matt Mitrione. Now, funny thing is they were both on the Ultimate Fighter and they didn't cross paths. And they were actually friends with each other. They were,
Yeah.
It was you know what? Say what you say, and it was quoted on an MMA website. As long as Roy keeps on doing what he's doing, he's gonna be a thorn on Dana's side.
Yeah, I just have so much respect for him. I like his the kung fu thing. Yeah. I think he's a true martial artist, mixed martial artist, and damn, I'm not seeing him so stinking just beast mode.
You know what? Dude. The thing is, here's the thing that people forget. JDS couldn't finish Roy Nelson.
Yeah.
And JDS is, he's finished everyone. And he's like, I could not finish this guy. Roy Nelson, he impressed me once again. Knocked out Matt, made a statement, and after this knockout, he went right in front of Dana White and was just, giving him the finger. He was talking to Dana White. I don't know what he was saying, but it must have been something very sarcastic, of course. But it was a great fight. Loved them all.
Before we finish up, next Monday is Christmas
Eve.
So we won't be.
You won't be here.
You know what I wanted to do, since he won't be there, is I just met you like 9 months ago, dude.
Yeah.
And our friendships, you have been a fantastic co-host.
Thank you.
And I wanted to thank you.
Thank you very much.
And I wanted to give you a Christmas present.
Oh,
I didn't get time to wrap it, bro.
No, thank you. So maybe next time we could do these in my car.
What is it?
Fisheye. Thank you very much.
All right. Jesse's got a Galaxy S3, so fisheye lenses for his
thank you very much.
phone.
These come in handy when you're doing recordings. Thank you very much.
Merry Christmas, bro.
Merry Christmas, my friend, very much.
Hey, this is Brian.
Jesse.
And Merry Christmas to you, and we look forward to seeing you. Next fight is 12:29, the heavyweights. We find out who the baddest man on the planet is.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll be doing a show on Wednesday where we do our breakdown.
Maybe some thoughts or something.
Yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, and please subscribe. Should be right over Jesse's head, and that subscribe button right over there. See you later.
Thanks a lot. God bless, guys. Bye-bye.